Okay, fellas, if you're bored enough, you can hang around and watch me change gearboxes in this Panzer III or Panzer IV. It's already got 4-shaft gearboxes in it, but they're zinc, and I just got these 4-shaft black steel. These are the ones with the bearing at the axle, but not at the shafts. I'm thinking that because I got these for 20% off at the Memorial Day sale, so I'm thinking that when the ones with all the bearings come in, there might be some kind of clearance sale on these. I might pick up a few sets if I can get them at 20% off or better, because these are still darn good gearboxes for a lot of different things. Now I've already removed the 8 screws from the bottom. This being an airsoft tank, it's only got 2 wires coming out from the top, the 8-pin and the trigger switch. So we'll take the top off and set it off to the side. Now on these, I find that it's a lot easier to just pop off the sprockets than it is to try and take off the tracks, as you shall soon see. Now I'm not crazy about these sprockets. These are the Mado sprockets. I want to get the Taijin because they have the center cap where these don't. They just got a hole in the middle. The Mado Panzer III ones are particularly horrible. I got to replace those too. Yeah, there's a lot of hair at my house between me and the 3 cats. And this is in pretty well because it was Loctited. See the blue Loctite on there? I'll make sure to clean that up. And you can just pop the sprocket off. And it'll roll down in the track like that, and you can pop it out. Now, like I was saying, these are the Mado. They got a hole in the middle. They don't have a center cap. It'd be better if they even had a little center cap, but they don't. It's just nothing. And now these have to be checked on the new boxes. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. They don't fit. So we're gonna have to file down the shafts a little bit, which is not a big deal and very easy to do. I hold it like this with the shaft down so that the shavings will drop off instead of going into my gears. Probably can't see anything because my hand's in the way, right? These axles are soft steel. All those are stubborn. Those are really stubborn. If we're good in here, I don't see any burrs. Ah, there we go. I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit. Different file. That's closer, but I'm still not happy. If you're smart, you're skipping ahead through this. These boxes will get disassembled and cleaned with mineral spirits before they go back together. Now they don't go all the way on the shaft. If you look down inside, you can see that it only goes about that deep. That's all the farther they're going to go on. So these are good to go. I got to break these in yet, and afterwards I'll pop these motors off with the 2 screws, and I'll clean everything with mineral spirits before I reassemble and lube and grease. They've got grease on the bearings now. I'll use 3-in-1 oil there, and at the axle bearing. Those only go together one way. My little Lazy Susan just happens to hold the tracks really nice, so I can still spin around when I'm on there like that. That's one way. Bring this one up to, yep, blue Loctite on that bad boy. When I get the mineral spirits out for the gearboxes, I will also hit these screws, or yeah, I was going to say that I'll use this new screws that came with the gearboxes, but I've got these ground down a little bit to fit those other hubs. See, if you don't file down those shafts, if you just use the bolt to draw the sprocket onto the axle, you'll have a real hard time getting them off, and it'll make this part a lot more difficult. So it's best to spend a little time now and get everything to fit right. That was the right gearbox, we need the left. Actually, sorry, I've already done the right gearbox, got to do the left. Bored yet? If you look at the metal, you can see that it's not completely flat to begin with. You'll be able to see it when it kind of like changes color when you get it nice and flat. Very good. All right. That's one set of gearboxes ready to go in. I just stick the sprockets on there so I don't lose track. Now, these got to come out, which means first the splatter shields have to come out. And one of the reasons I like this stuff called Zap Goo so much, if Eric's still with us and hasn't got bored and split, this is it. It's called Zap Goo. This is what I used to stick all kind of stuff. You can stick down wires and splatter shields and all kind of stuff. And if you ever need to take it out, fairly easy to remove. going to need a new shield. Okay, the favorite magnetic tip screwdriver. Guess that is kind of on camera. You can see these are just zinc gearboxes in here. But they do have the brass shaft on them, so if I get a set of steel gears, I'll change them over. These boxes they don't run that great. They need some work. It's one of the reasons I bought the new set for the Panzer IV, because this tank doesn't have a lift off top, and I want a set of very reliable gearboxes in there, and that's why I've got the brand new 4-shaft ones for this. Otherwise, I usually try to take the zinc ones and rebuild them, but you need easy access to, for that to be efficient. Wondering if I had to drill holes in these. Here's where I put a hole in the plastic. Now you can see I've got mine set up with quick release, and I've got a Komodo board in here. Is that showing up on camera? Let's see if I can get you a little closer. Now I've got my gearboxes set up with JST plugs for quick release. Okay. I've also got a Komodo board installed here. The Komodo fits really nice down in that well right next to the battery box. I didn't have to even use any glue or anything. Everything lays down in there nice and gives plenty of clearance for the airsoft unit to operate above it. So for me, let's just pop these out. You know what? I'm going to mark this before I disconnect both of them. Put a piece of tape on this one, like so, and it goes to, let's come down, I want to make sure I'm going to the right motor. That's the left motor. This is the red one from the right motor. Okay, this is motor left. Just mark it with an L. That goes down into the left gearbox. This is the right gearbox. We're unplugging that now. Since the left one's marked, we don't really have to mark the right one. These bad boys should just lift right out of here. We'll wiggle them around a little bit, talk to them, and pretty soon they'll pop right out. And there we go. Looking at the bottoms of these boxes, I do not believe that I had to drill anything here. Yep, all holes match. Houston, we have a go. Alright, I'm going to break in these gearboxes, and I'll do another video when I'm all ready to reinstall. But so that you know what I'm doing while I'm gone, I'm just going to take some lubriplate, some of this stuff right here. I'm going to take some lubriplate. I'm going to grease these gears up. I'm going to use a 9-volt battery to run the gearboxes, and I'm just going to run them for just a regular, you know, I don't even have one handy. It's out in the other room. Anyway, I'm going to use a 9-volt battery, one of them rectangular square jobs, and I'll just run it for about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll take the motor off and I'll clean everything with mineral spirits, and I'll reapply lubriplate, and then I'll install them. So we'll see you next time.